year they opened against the Lions and they lose. I think they were at home too, and they lose to the
Oh,
Lions. They
Oh yeah.
barely, whoever they played last week, I think they barely beat. So I mean, they lose to the no, they lost last week because they played the Cowboys, I think, right?
yeah, they
Yeah.
lost
Yeah, they lost. They
Monday
lost
night
to the
to the
Cowboys too. I
Cowboys,
mean, they're having a
28-17.
very disappointing for fans everywhere and people everywhere because, the last 2 years you look at them and they were a top 10 team and then all of a sudden they
Mhm.
just disappeared. I mean, they barely beat the Colts, who are pretty bad this year. So that's just my opinion on the matter.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay, so Weena said Clemson's on upset alert going to college football. I can definitely see why.
Who are they playing again? I forgot.
Yeah, because Clemson, yeah, yeah, they're playing against Virginia Tech, which definitely does make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. I
He's,
see it.
he's thinking.
Just talking of sports tonight. Just for a while, yeah, because Fortnite's still downloading.
Yeah,
So.
podcast type.
All right. So the next game, if we're ready to move on,
Yeah, go for it.
Jaguars Jets. I think the Jets are home, and you already
Yeah,
know
the Jet.
who's gonna win
Oh,
that game.
Jason's on the other side.
I'm gonna go
That's
with
absolutely awesome.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with the
but I feel like
Jaguars.
the Jaguars are actually really decent.
And I'm gonna
If you
say,
actually,
oh sorry, sorry.
no. I'm just saying like the Jaguars have been absolutely a decent team.
Of
Because
course,
nobody expected them to actually actually score that amount of points. Like
Because
they
especially
of
did
Blake
like a
against
Bortles,
couple.
bro.
again,
He's
especially against the
inconsistent as
Ravens.
crap, bro.
All right, but that's actually what my next point was going to be. I think this year is the year you got to look at Blake Bortles because the last
Oh yeah,
couple years he's
definitely.
been in the league. Who has he had? He hasn't had
Oh,
anyone,
some
and their
dumbass got in my way.
offensive line has been absolute garbage. So I think this is the year that Blake Bortles should be judged on. This year. Um,
Yeah,
I, I
definitely, no
mean,
question.
I mean, this is his judgment year, not any of the other years. I'm giving him this year, and how so far what I've seen, I mean, he picked apart the Ravens defense, which is a top defense this year so far, and I mean, he did it pretty damn good. I mean, he's got receivers
hmm
this year. The team's really coming together. So, I mean, the Jags are a real threat this year. So, I mean, the Jags are
hmm
probably going to blow out the Jets. That's my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you
And
see the
yeah,
Packers
because like I
game?
said, nobody expected the Jets to do, not the Jets, but the Jaguars to actually do like this well.
Yeah, yeah, that's because we're so used to seeing them going 1-15. All right. Um,
And people are, I'm gonna get away. Yep, I got away.
anyone else have anything? Jaguars,
Ty
Jets.
Montgomery got injured last night. Yeah, I know. I saw that too. Nobody thought Pitt would beat Clemson last year, and then look what happened. Yeah, exactly. And then I think I ran somebody over, but I guess he got in the way.
All right. Next game. Oh, that's a good game. Steelers Ravens. That's a
I'm going
good
Ravens.
game.
Oh,
Oh
Steelers and the
man,
Ravens. Oh, that rivalry goes way, way, way back.
especially I mean the last couple of years. I mean, what game stands out was on Thanksgiving when Tomlin
Oh yeah.
stood out, like got on the field and like made like ruined this whole play. I mean, there there's gonna be a lot going on in that game. Um, Steelers losing to the Bears. I see them coming back. Big Ben gonna have a big game. Hate kills me to say that. I hate the Steelers, but
Yeah.
he's gonna have a good
All right,
game.
hold on. Give me, Eric, give me a second. I'll be right back. I gotta
You're good.
talk to somebody in a game.
I think this is for my stream here. Um, and I think the Ravens coming off of a loss against Jacksonville. They've had seems like they've had some extra time to like really recuperate from their travels, and they've had about a week. So, I mean, I think they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back strong, especially in like a strong
Oh
rivalry.
my God. Yeah,
Joe
I
Joe
got you.
Flacco was terrible last game. Fantasy
How
wise, he
dare
had
you run him over? Yeah, I know.
negative points.
I feel it's hard to play and then talk about, shows at the same time.
Yeah, I hear you. But
Yeah, I know you were Jason Alpha. I know you were Jason.
All right,
Yeah, but
who are you calling
yeah.
this?
Hey, who remembers? Who remembers? Okay, well, you were talking about the Ravens and the Steelers. Who remembers the when Big Ben got his like nose like went sideways?
Dude, I
If you don't
remember that.
remember, it's just like,
No.
Dude, that was
dude, his nose
crazy.
got like was placed in like two different directions, but he still played.
Good. I
Who
hate Big
remembers
That's Big
Ben.
Ben
that?
for you,
I hate
bro.
him. I
That's
hate
Ben
him.
Roethlisberger for you. Like, he's
Dude, the
one of the
way
toughest
Big Ben
quarterbacks.
was after the game was so nasty.
Yeah. Yo, talking about Big Ben, I have Zarya on my screen, and they look totally alike. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm done.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, what's your final pick? Who do you think's gonna win? Steelers or Ravens?
All right. See if I would be. This is the thing. I like both teams,
I do.
and I like the rivalry they
I-
have going against each other. But the Ravens have been playing. They haven't been playing like their best football. This year. I mean, who does Joe Flacco even have? He doesn't
This
really have
point,
like
I
anybody
can't
in
even
particular
name-
with offense
I can't name
or
any big
defense
guys.
currently.
Jeremy
like
Maclin.
Jeremy Maclin, yeah, that's
Exactly.
it. Justin
That's
Forsett. I
That's
mean,
it.
that team was actually cool. Like back in like maybe a few years ago, like say like 2010, maybe that.
Well, yeah,
team
when they
would've
had
been dope,
Smith
but-
Senior and
Yeah, that team would have been
Um,
dope. But I feel like Pittsburgh's gonna take this out. I'd say at least by
I
two
agree.
touchdowns, like max.
I wouldn't say two touchdowns, but what I'm gonna
Ben
say,
versus the Ravens game, exactly, guys. Yeah, even Rad Tech just came in,
I'm gonna
just said it was like the most. That was one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in the NFL. Period.
have to say I hate the Steelers, but I think they're gonna win. The Ravens defense, it's a good defense, but I mean Antonio Brown
It's
is a
decent, but
monster,
it's not.
and
It's
Le'Veon
not.
Bell,
It's not what it
monster.
used to be.
Exactly, and the Steelers just have too many weapons. That's why they're a top team.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. The Steelers just got too many weapons. They're
Next game.
gonna definitely take advantage.
all right, this one I think is gonna be one of the best games of the week here, and
Ooh,
Lions Vikings. Even without Sam Bradford, Case Keenum showing
even
he's
without
a reliable
Bradford,
He's Case
Bradford.
Keenum showing he's a reliable quarterback, throwing for 370 yards last week.
You chose not to see that. Yeah, well,
Oh,
I
man.
saw it, and Matt, it was ugly, man. It was definitely ugly, my man.
I mean, this is
Hey,
this is
Cameron,
a
what's
hard
up, dude?
one. This is a hard one to choose from because Stephon Diggs is one of the top receivers in the league, and Matt Stafford
Oh yeah,
is actually proven to. I think
yeah.
Matt
Let's not
Stafford-
forget the underrated tight end Eric Ebron, was also
yeah,
really
you're right.
underrated.
You're right. And I mean,
Because nobody ever looks at him. I mean, he's decent fantasy-wise, but
I had him last year.
I mean,
He
there'll be
didn't get
some
me any points.
games. Yeah, he was decent.
He's aight.
How's it going? I'm doing good, Cameron. How are you doing?
I think though that, in all honesty, missing Sam Bradford is gonna hurt them against the Lions because the Lions have a pretty strong defense. But I mean, after last week, Case Keenum showing that he can do it. Because who did they beat last week? Was it? No, they lost. No, they won. I'm
They
talking about the Lions.
lost. Wait, who? The Lions or the?
No,
Man, your
I'm
bell
talking about
sucks
the
notification,
Vikings.
but I found you streaming because I can't
Vikings,
rewatch
my
the
fault.
throw night.
The Vikings smoked the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers.
Right, what's up, DJ?
The Buccaneers are supposed to be good, and they smoked them. So, and Case Keenum showed, 370 yards. That he's not to be messed with. He's not to be overlooked. I think he's gonna have a big game. So I'm gonna choose the Vikings next week, and that's coming from, I think the Lions are just gonna get shut down because the Vikings have a good defense.
And we got an update. Miami just scored 24-6. Thank you, Weena, for that update
This
against
game's-
Duke.
This is a weak game. There's 2 weak
DJ
games
Freight.
in a row now.
Yeah,
All right.
DJ Freight's in. He's apparently an Alabama fan. Alabama Crimson
Yeah.
Tide.
I'm
I'm
a
right
call bandwagon.
No, he's a mod, so you can't ban him.
God damn, you lucky DJ. Alabama crap.
All right.
Yeah,
This game's a weak game.
you know the phrase.
We already know who's gonna win this game.
Roll motherfucking tide. Fuck Bama. Yeah, I agree, Cam. I agree, man. Oh my god. Okay, so Alpha. Okay, I think your thing might have crashed.
Next game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, James said he's a Crimson Tide fan too. Also.
Let me go ahead and ban him right quick. Oh damn. Damn.
Oh. Blocked. What game are we listening to? James is also going to be giving out updates for like certain games. I don't pay attention to college football. Well, you got to, Matt. You're a football player. You're a football player, Matt.
It's more entertaining than NFL sometimes because
it literally is.
Because
literally,
college football players aren't playing for money; they're playing to win. I mean, in the NFL,
exactly.
They don't, win or lose,
and to keep
most
their
of them,
scholarships and their grades up.
Exactly. Most of them don't care. They're all just like, "Yo, we're getting paid millions."
Yeah,
of dollars.
I saw you, Weena. I saw you with that update.
So I mean,
all right. So.
All right, you ready for the next game?
Yeah, next game, man.
All right, the next game. This is a weak game. We already know who's gonna win this game. Bills Falcons, and I'm pretty sure the Falcons are home. I don't even think we have to discuss this game.
I don't pay attention to college, but I plan on going one of two schools. That doesn't mean you can't watch it. I mean, if you actually did watch college football, it's really fucking entertaining, bro. It really is. And apparently, Alpha decided to crash on me again.
All right.
You're a normie.
Speaking of, we were talking about the 49ers.
Okay, so going back to the Falcons-Bills game, I feel like I wouldn't say the Falcons are on upset alert, but they just gotta watch out though for those upset traps. But I still think they're gonna win regardless.
And I mean, the Bills. The only thing you can discuss is LaShawn McCoy.
Oh yeah, definitely. LaShawn McCoy is the only person that keeps that team alive.
Exactly.
And the defense can kind of say make a name for itself too.
Besides Julio Jones,
not all the time.
Besides Julio Jones, the Atlanta Falcons receiving core.
They have no answer for Julio.
Exactly, but the receiving core, it's not mediocre. It's above average.
Oh no. Yeah, Falcons got it. Yeah, they do. They do, James.
Falcons got it. I'm calling it easy dub.
But y'all gotta talk about something though. The Bills have not allowed a passing touchdown this season.
That is true.
Yeah, but Matt Ryan's.
But something is going to give,
I think is the best.
Something is going to give.
Matt Ryan threw 3 interceptions last week to the Lions.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, the Lions are good though.
The Bills' defense I have a feeling, is just a little bit under the Lions' defense though. So we gotta watch out for the Bills' defense.
They're like I said, they're really, really solid, man.
All right, this game.
All right,
this game,
thank you for the like, Radtech. Appreciate it, dude.
I'm calling
awesome.
upset city next week. 49ers Cardinals.
Upset city.
You know, people are probably thinking,
Cardinals.
The Cardinals got an easy dub here. I'm calling the 49ers are going to win this game.
I'm a Steelers fan, not up to date with the team though, but you always root for them. Yeah, the Steelers. Like I said, my dude, they got all the offensive tools, man. You guys are pretty much set on offense.
Your defense is always pretty strong.
You think Colin Kaepernick should get picked up? Don't even get me started on Colin Kaepernick.
I say we don't even talk about it because that's another one of those things that.
Actually, Jim was mentioning this to me earlier. If they were talking about the Bengals trying to replace Andy Dalton like as a quarterback on the Bengals, and Jim got so livid.
No,
I was literally laughing. Yeah, I would be so livid though too.
To be honest,
you guys make me feel like I'm
Dalton.
in school because you're saying so many
I don't
things
blame
I
Andy
don't
Dalton
understand.
at all, but at the same time, I mean, he's got the weapons. Bernard's good. Their running back, I forget his name. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It starts with a.
Bills D can't hold Julio. Like I said, I feel like the Bills defense, they haven't allowed us passing touchdown, in a while, but I feel like they're a little bit overdue.
Yeah, but
and
who's the
Alpha,
Bengals running back? I forget.
Might
It's
have
not
to
Bernard.
host.
He's like, you throw him in, he's like a Shane.
They got three. They got Bernard,
they have
Joe Mixon.
Mixon.
They got like 10,000 running backs on that team.
Mixon is a beast. I mean,
Andy
he's
Dalton
good.
needs to be benched like last year. Yeah.
You know what?
I gotta say though, it's not Andy Dalton's fault. Okay, they fired the offensive coordinator last week.
Jim hates Andy Dalton.
I partially blame Andy Dalton because you know what? He's got AJ Green. He's got Giovanni Bernard.
True.
He's got, he's got this guy, new guy, Mixon. He's got weapons. The fact that he can't.
Will my Giants ever be relevant again? I don't know, man.
They're relevant because they suck and they're supposed to be good. You're talking to a Giants fan right here, so any Giants questions I could probably answer them with. They suck. All right. Getting back,
Yeah,
49ers.
they probably do, man.
49ers Cardinals. I'm calling 49ers. They're going to win.
You think they're gonna upset them?
I think they're going to upset them because they played well against Seattle. And, I mean, they scored how many points against the Rams last week? They scored 39 points. They scored 39 points against the Rams.
Well, that was against the Rams defense, though. The Cardinals actually have like
Cardinals defense, I feel, this year hasn't been much better.
Yeah, okay, but then, yeah, I mean, they've been decent like the past couple of years, but yeah, you do have a point, though, but...
This year, the
like
Cardinals are in a lot of trouble, and if they lose to the 49ers next week, they are done, because they're not going to be able to recover. They're in trouble. I mean, they've lost to Dallas and Detroit.
Here, Alpha, you host a game. I'm going to kill the party here real quick. Okay, so somebody said, I just like the Yankees, the Golden State Warriors, and Dallas. Talk about bandwagon teams. Holy hell.
Yo, I'm ready to talk about the Yankees right now. I'm a Mets fan, so I've been paying I'm disappointed, but I've been paying a lot of attention to the Yankees.
How long... If you actually are a Warriors fan, how long have you been a Warriors fan?
2 years
2
ago.
weeks. You gonna say 2 weeks?
Nah, you say 2 years ago when they became relevant.
The bandwagon team. Yeah, that's why I figured. At least he admitted it though.
Yeah,
At least he's not one of those like scrubs who like, I've been a fan my whole life. And they don't even memorize the teams and all that. That's what I'm saying though. Yeah, James, exactly.
All right. Next game. That's a good game right here that's coming up. Ooh, baby. This one can rival.
Second I was bored.
This one can rival the Lions Vikings game for being game of the week.
Yeah, start it up, Alpha.
Raiders Broncos. That's a good game right there.
Oh. Okay, I was gonna say, sorry, I was bringing on something. So I would say Raiders by at least 10 points minimum.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with the Raiders winning, but I don't think by 10 points.
Their offense, their offense is gonna be too much for Denver.
Crabtree's been insane.
Yeah, Crabtree, Amari Cooper, Marshawn Lynch, Derek Carr. Lynch actually gets back up there for being like an elite running back. The Raiders are going to be a team to watch out. They're going to be like contenders to compete with the Patriots if they get Lynch up there to like one of the best like running backs in the NFL.
And also, the Broncos don't have an actual NFL quarterback right now. They're Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, no pass attack since Peyton Manning.
Yo, Alpha Brock thanks for the sub, my guy. Yo, they got him back though. It's made me laugh. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm calling the Raiders, but I think Von Miller is going to be able to get to Derek Carr, but the Raiders defense is going to be able to respond. Khalil Mack, baby. Khalil Mack's going to have 4 sacks. Khalil is going to have 4 sacks next week.
Raiders by 10? Yeah, they definitely take that. All right, I got you, man. I got you.
I got the Raiders.
All right, this next game.
Stunna man decides to join the podcast.
What is this shit? Panthers, Patriots. Psst, we already know who's gonna win.
Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers. No, the Panthers' offense has been absolute shit. Cam Newton, his stats like the past, like, dude, he's been. Yeah, they benched Cam Newton in the third quarter. They literally benched him in the third quarter.
Because they were losing by 30 points. There's no reason to have him in.
No, not even just that. He threw 3 interceptions. I think he might have lost the fumble. I'm not sure. Good thing I had him on my bench anyways, because my I started Brady last week in fantasy. It really helped out. My favorite sport is retirement home bingo. What?
Wow.
Raiders by 10? Yep, definitely. No 1v1 Alpha. We can't do 1v1s anyways unless it's private. Like a private match.
Y'all got the Raiders.
Cam gave up like to my sorry ass Saints secondary. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you give up 3 picks to a paperweight secondary like the Saints, then yeah, you kind of deserve to be benched. I have Newton bench and you have Rodgers starting.
I gotta just.
Here's the other thing. I wanted to talk about. Okay, well before I get to that though, I kind of do want to talk about this though. My bench. Okay, well I have Cam Newton on my bench. I was like, you know what? Maybe he might do something. But I was like, good thing I didn't start him because, yeah, the way Tom Brady's been playing like the past, couple of weeks since that Week 1 loss to the Chiefs. Yeah, he's a little bit pissed off, honestly, if you guys really think about
He's
it.
Yeah.
not pissed, yo. He's not pissed.
Yeah, for a 40-year-old man, yeah, that's pretty damn good. Let's go bandwagon teams. Oh, God.
So obviously we're calling Patriots that game. Titans Texans.
Yeah, I got
that's
Patriots,
gonna be a decent game right
Patriots are gonna run all over.
Titans my favorite team, yo.
The Titans and the Texans.
there. Yeah, I mean I
Yeah.
call the Titans Mariota the GOAT. I mean the Texans are struggling this year.
They have DeMarco Murray too, right?
Yeah, but he's been kind of irrelevant if you ask me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Marcus
running backs
Mariota.
that I put on top of him. You know, LaShawn McCoy being
Totally
one
know about the Patriots.
I can't wait till we get to talk about the Chiefs because, oh gosh, they make me want to have a sportgasm.
Dude, oh my God. No, the Chiefs are literally, like, next to the Raiders, they're, like, literally one of the most underrated teams in the NFL.
You're right, and I mean
Nobody
this year,
ever
though,
looks at the Chiefs.
and Alex
The
Smith
Chiefs,
especially. They're all like Alex Smith.
I was
he's
just
bad.
gonna mention him.
That's
Nope.
probably
Dude, he's
why.
bad.
All right, so next game. This is gonna be a bad game. It's a battle of the Ophers here.
Oh, the winless. Oh,
Bengals.
yeah, Jim's Bengals versus the
the
Browns.
I'm calling the
Oh
Browns.
God, if Jim was here right now, oh my God, he would literally like be talking about 5 minutes on why the Bengals are trash.
right.
That Andy Dalton needs to be benched.
I'm calling the Browns next week.
You're calling the Browns.
I'm calling the Browns.
Actually, to be honest with, yeah, I feel like the Browns are gonna win by a field goal. I think
And I
that's
mean,
gonna be a
'cause
close game, and
honestly-
whoever wins, bam, field goal. Chiefs are beasts this year. Hunt is amazing. Their defense.
Kareem
I wouldn't
Hunt
be
is
surprised
the
if the
greatest
Chiefs and the
run-
Raiders in the AFC West would be able to compete with the Patriots for the AFC title. The Chiefs and the Raiders, I believe, are the two teams that can do it.
Kareem
Oh,
Hunt is the
whatever.
best
Watch the
running
NBA
back
and
in
I
the league
stopped.
this year. Enough said.
Kareem Hunt he just messed up the Patriots defense. Like
I mean, he
it's no
fumbled on
concept.
his first carry, but then ran for 200 yards after,
Exactly.
And he got a receiving touchdown.
Exactly.
and got a receipt touchdown. All right, so we had the Rams Cowboys. What did we say? What are we thinking about that? I know we talked about that a little bit before. That's when I came in.
Yeah.
But
I say, as much as I'm a Rams fan, it pains me to say this, but Cowboys win by at least like a touchdown and I say touchdown, 2 field goals, so it's like 7, 10, 13 points.
now before you think I'm crazy, I'm saying the Rams.
Okay, I'm not saying you're crazy.
and-
I'm just saying they actually do have a legitimate shot. They can stop
They-
Dak and Ezekiel.
That's
And they can
going to be
contain the
my
Cowboys.
point. That's going to be my point.
Yeah, that's what I'm
If
saying.
you watch the way Dak Prescott plays, he only reads a portion of the field. So if the play is designed to go to the right, but you have a guy going to the left, that guy on the left, you watch sometimes, that guy's going to be wide open, but
Okay,
Dak is
so
only
you mentioned
reading.
portion of the field, so that means the Rams cannot play their prevent 2 defense, which reminds me, the prevent 2 defense kind of haunts me to this day as a Rams fan because that's how Tom Brady won the 2001-2002 Super Bowl, and that
Yep.
literally haunts me to this day, and it's bad enough as it is.
All right. But
I
my
have
next
Gurley,
reason,
Rams are gonna go all the way. literally forgot that you had Todd Gurley on your fantasy team. I want him to do something too. He's like literally one of the sickest running backs right now.
my next reason why I think the Rams can win, besides the fact that they'll be able to shut down Dak easy, because Dak only reads one part of the field. So there's that. Second, Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, he's been almost invisible, I feel, this year.
He's out of shape.
Last
Yeah.
year, he was, after the Cowboys would play, you watch highlights.
He's been
and it'd
solid
be
though. He's
Dak
been
Pre-
solid though.
Ezekiel Elliott. I don't think so. I mean, I think he's been mediocre this year. But there's that. I think they're going to be able to stop him easy. And third, know how to count. The Rams offense, Jared Goff has been pretty insane.
Jared Goff,
And-
yeah, he's having a better sophomore season than he had a rookie
Yeah,
year.
for sure. And also, now this is going to go to the wide receivers. Cup. That guy.
Cooper Kupp.
He's made
Yeah, Cooper
some
Kupp.
great catches, and he's so overlooked because he's on the Rams. but he's pretty freaking good. I mean,
Oh, don't
against the
forget Sammy
Redskins,
Watkins too.
exactly.
Sammy
Sammy
Watkins is making
Watkins.
it.
They've got a good receiving core that's overlooked. They're a team that's overlooked as a whole because they've just been so bad for the last couple of years. So I mean, this year, especially in this game, I think that they have a shot to win. I think they could beat the Cowboys by a touchdown or more. It's definitely possible, especially because the Cowboys are they're not that good this year. Honestly, they're
You
really
just picked
not.
up Sammy Watkins on your fantasy team? Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. I was just, yeah, they were literally talking about, everybody, oh, pick up Sammy Watkins, such and such matchup against the Cowboys.
Why was he on the free agent rate for to begin with? Like he was like a top 10 receiver.
Well,
'Cause
he's
he's
not
injury
exactly,
prone.
well, he's injury prone, plus he's overlooked. And then you have like people like Ashlon Jeffrey from the Eagles and like other wide receivers too that are making a name for themselves. Antonio Brown, obviously probably the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. And then you have like people like Julio Jones, Jordy Nelson is another one. Which reminds me, Jordy Nelson had 2 touchdown catches last night.
Underrated receiver, yo. He's underrated. You wanna know why? Just because
No,
he's
Jordy
right.
Nelson is not underrated. If anything, I think
He's
he's
not
overrated.
underrated.
I think
but
he's good.
he's
There's no
under-
doubt that he's good, but I think the Packers as a whole are totally overrated because what I've seen, they're not that strong of a team, and especially with Randall Cobb
Their
out.
defense,
With Randall
their
Cobb,
defense isn't really spectacular either.
they don't have anything. I feel like their secondary is weak. You get a good team to come along.
Apart from,
Like-
AJ Hawk and the linebackers, so they really don't have anybody on defense.
Exactly my point. And I mean, we saw that when they played against the Falcons. The Falcons just ripped them apart. So, and I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah, no
a
question.
lot of good teams. So I think they'll make it to the playoffs still, but they won't make it very long. They're gonna be wild card or maybe slip in if they can win the division. But I mean,
But-
Oh,
They
they'll win the
are-
division, no doubt, but I feel like they're going to get overshadowed like a bunch of other teams that are up and coming when it comes to the playoffs.
I
As long as they
think
got Aaron Rodgers, though, they can go somewhere, yo. Like I have a feeling they're gonna be probably in the NFC Championship. To be honest with you, I'd rather have an overrated team than a team that I don't know about. And Green Bay, it doesn't to them. It doesn't matter what they do in the regular season. As long as they're in the postseason, they're gonna make some names. They're
see
gonna
now
play.
this is why
Exactly.
I don't think they're gonna win the division because who else is in that division? The Vikings and the Lions.
Lions.
And I think the Vikings
Yeah,
and the Lions
definitely.
are better
What
than
did
Green
it-
Bay.
What do
And
they have in common with the Vikings and Lions?
I think the Vikings and Lions are a faster team. They have better defense. Both
Defense.
teams. The
Yeah.
defenses for both Detroit and Minnesota, I think, are better. I mean, to be completely honest, I think the
That's
Vikings are going to win the division.
Welcome back, Ash.
Ooh, we got
Big
the
grill.
Vikings winning the
I got the
division.
Vikings winning the division this year.
Really?
Because especially because Sam Bradford
With
is not going to be
Bradford?
back this week, but next week he should be back. So he won't be back for week 4, but he'll be back for week 5. They said he could have come back this week, but he's just not ready yet. So he'll be
Yeah,
back.
he's not ready to come back.
He'll be back, and he'll be on fire because Stephon Diggs has the hands of a god.
Oh, no question.
Don't forget about Adam Thielen, yo. It's gonna let y'all. He
Exactly.
leads
And
the
I
league in
mean,
receiving
Kyle
yards.
Rudolph,
He's gonna let
their
y'all-
tight end, he's pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
They've just got all around great weapons. I think the Vikings are going to win the division, and they have a good chance of pretty much going almost all the way. But I think the
Plus Dalvin Cook.
Falcons are just too good, though.
Yeah, the Falcons, NFC South, yeah, Falcons are just too good. They
NFC
got
South,
that division on lockdown.
they're just the 3 teams besides the Falcons are just weak. The Saints, the Bucks, and the Panthers. I mean, look, the Bucks were supposed
You're
to be
talking
good.
about teams, speaking of teams that are weak, yeah, the NFC West is not that great either. That could be anybody's ballpark.
NFC West.
Rams are
I mean, the
still there.
Seahawks are absolute garbage. Their offensive line is like a freaking turnstile at the train station. They
Which
put up a
I
little
wouldn't be
bit.
surprised if the Rams actually do very
They're
decent
gonna win
this
the
year.
division.
They might take it. Yeah, they would, hands down.
They will because the 49ers are terrible. The Cardinals are just disappointing beyond everything, so they're not. They might win
They
a
look
couple more
old.
games. The Seahawks are
They
just
look old.
trash. So, I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
I mean that division is literally up in the air. in the
Honestly,
NFC West.
what we could say about the NFC is they're just weak in general. Besides, you got, I mean, if you want to
Appreciate it,
talk
Alpha.
about, the good teams, I mean, not gonna count the Giants in this, but you count the Cowboys.
Nobody
There's no one
stands
good from
out
the
in that
West.
in the NFC. So
I mean, you got
nobody
the
stands
Packers, the
out.
Vikings, the Lions, the Falcons, and the Cowboys. That's about 5 teams. Then you go to the AFC, right? You've got the Patriots, you got the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Raiders. I mean, you can include the Ravens in this conversation. You can include the Steelers, the Titans, and the Jaguars. That's 7 teams right there that are
Exactly.
right there can take on any of those teams right there. The Cowboys will lose to every single one of the teams in the AFC that I just mentioned. No question.
Question.
If you want to, the Falcons are the best team in the NFC. We can agree on that.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I
Right
think
about
the
there.
only team, I mean, they'll be able to beat. I think they could beat, the Ravens, the Steelers. They could beat the Jags and the Titans, but they'll have trouble with the Raiders. They'll have trouble with the Broncos, the Chiefs, and the Patriots. 4 teams right there that they can't beat. I think, in my opinion. So NFC is in trouble this year. So that's my opinion. Is that the AFC is just better.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, if it came down to it, if he gave it to me to say like, oh, which division or which thing's better, I would say the AFC would probably be better this year than
For sure.
the NFC, at least that I know of.
All right. So to move on,
Especially when it comes to talent. Yeah, definitely.
All right, we only got a couple more games left to rate. We got the Eagles and the
The
Chargers
Jags look
next.
solid. Yeah, we were talking about the Jaguars a little bit earlier.
Eagles Chargers
thing-
next. That's gonna be a Chargers game. They're gonna lose. They're gonna be 1-3 now after this week, because this is a big because the Eagles are missing Darren Sproles out for the season with a broken
Oh,
arm
yes.
and an
Yeah.
ACL tear.
Yeah,
so he's done. He's done
his
for the
career's
season.
done.
His
No,
career's
he's done for his career. Yeah, his
Yeah.
career's done because he's not getting any younger.
No, he's 40 years old already. So, I mean,
33, but close enough.
whatever. Carson Wentz, I don't think is that good, to be honest. He's still young. I mean, he's got an arm and he's mobile, but he's not that good. I think Phillip Rivers is 1,000 times better than Carson Wentz. Melvin Gordon, he's a beast, and he will be playing next week as of now. I know he got kind of beat up last game, but I think the Chargers are gonna snap their streak, their losing streak. So they're gonna win.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon, he's another beast on a winless team that nobody really ever talks about though.
The next,
He's like the only person he's like the person along with Phillip Rivers who's even good on that offense. Gates isn't getting any younger either. You gotta remember that
you're right,
too.
but he's still good. I mean, we can't deny that. We can't deny it.
He's like Jason
still,
Witten, yo. It don't matter what his age is. He's gonna catch the ball, yo.
he's still
Jason
yeah, exactly.
Witten is probably one of the most talented tight. I think I would put Witten ahead of Antonio Gates for like consistency and like
100%.
performance and games.
And especially because Jason Witten has a clean record, Antonio Gates.
He's never
used
been,
steroids.
and he's never, I'm not talking about just steroids, but we're talking about like injuries wise. Like
Yeah,
he's never been hurt once.
I feel like, and even
he's
when
like one of the most
he played
healthiest
through
players
it.
in the NFL. He's definitely going in the Cowboys Hall of Fame for sure.
I think he'll make it to the Hall of Fame in general.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, he's a great player, and I have much respect.
I've
As
had
a Giants
him like
fan,
on my
I hate the
fantasy
Cowboys,
team
but
for
I mean,
a long time, and he never got hurt once when I had him.
he hardly ever gets hurt, and when he does, I mean, he usually will play through it.
I literally cry when he gets hurt. It's bad.
He's just such a respected guy.
Yeah, he's like one of the, especially like everybody's America's team, the team that's kind of overrated. He's actually one of the most respected players I respect on that team.
Oh, exactly. I
Without
pretty
a
much
shadow of
hate
a doubt.
everyone else.
Without
on
a
that team.
shout of the doubt, he is the absolute man.
Yeah. All right.
And I gotta walk Kentucky.
Moving on. Oh, this game's gonna give me nightmares.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to switch it up here soon.
Giants
The
Buccaneers.
topics. Giants Buccaneers. Speaking of teams that are
and this is the reason why the Buccaneers are gonna win and the Giants are gonna go 0-4. As of today, their whole defense is hurt, basically. Olivier Vernon,
Mm-hmm.
questionable. He was limping all over the place and tried to play through it. Could not play through it. Um, Jonathan Casillas, he's a linebacker. He's a beast. Hurt. Don't know
He
if he's
is.
going to play. Um, I don't remember who else it was. I had the list and then I lost it.
Buccaneers are going to win, and that's coming from a Giants. There's a lot of Giants fans.
I am a Giants fan
are...
myself, and I am calling against the Giants.
Yeah, that's why I said the Rams. Also, I called against my team too, but I still got faith in them. I think we'll, if we
All right,
contain,
let's
like I
see,
said
let's
earlier,
see.
but we talked about the Rams and the Cowboys for like one day. We got to keep moving on.
Yeah. All right. Olivier Vernon, Jonathan Casillas, Orleans Darkwa. He's another one of those players completely overlooked. He had a couple great runs last week against the Eagles. Like, he broke out. So I mean, he's pretty good. Not having him, that puts a lot more of that weight back on Paul Perkins, who's been, for a weak offensive line the Giants have, he's been running the ball quite well. But that's my next point, is the Giants' offensive line is horrendous. A lot of people were going to think that Eric Flowers was going to be the problem, but this year, he hasn't been spectacular, and he was a number one pick, and he's been completely, utterly terrible. But
Yeah.
this year, I'm blaming it on John Jerry, because every single play I see, this guy's getting either put on his ass, or he's just letting people go, and Eli's got 4 seconds after he snaps the ball to throw it. And, the way Eli likes to play is he likes to throw deep routes, because that's his game. And now that he has 4 seconds, they
That's
got to
been
move
his game for the past 4 or 5 years.
And now that
Yeah.
he's got 4 seconds to throw the ball, so now they're doing these little stupid screen passes, or look like
And
screen
slants,
passes
mostly slants.
that don't
Mostly
work
slants.
because they're not used to running this. Odell is, he's a deep
Yeah.
ball kind of guy. And that's my next point.
Who would they have? Like Shane Vereen as one of the
Besides-
running backs? I'm like,
They have Paul Perkins and
besides,
Shane
like, all-
Vereen. Paul Perkins, he's been quite good, I can't deny, for a crappy offensive line. I think he's been great for what they've been given, but he hasn't been, he's not running like an NFL running back. So, but for what they have, he's been good.
Vereen was decent a few years ago, but now he's just like,
He's a guy you just
he's
throw
getting up there.
when you're doing a screen pass. He's the guy you want. But literally,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
they do is they just run screen passes all the time. So now every
Hey,
team,
Shadow, what's up, dude?
every team, they're expecting it. Oh, they're probably gonna run a screen pass, and they either will get a hand of Eli so fast he has no time to react, or it's just frustrating to me because we were supposed to be, we were power ranked number 2 coming into the season, and we're supposed to have this top ranked defense, and it's been non-existent, in my opinion, because yes, against Dallas they had more than half of the game on defense. I think they had, out of 60 minutes, they had about 42 minutes on defense, which that's a lot of time.
It
But
is.
you know what?
That's a
If we're supposed to
lot,
be,
a lot of time.
you know what? Get interceptions, make them fumble. We the Dallas problems are so exposed, and that's why they, Denver was able to put the beating on them that they did, because they were able to cover Terrence Williams and Des Bryant so easily. Dak's got nothing to work with because he only reads one part of the field, and the part of the field he's reading is where they're being covered. So now he's got nowhere to go.
Exactly.
And he's going to get sacked, or he's going to throw the ball away, which is why Denver put the beating on them that they did. But then you go back to the Cardinals and the Giants. They didn't play that the weakness. If you watch film, the Cowboys are so weak. And so, honestly, I think that, they're supposed to be this top-ranked defense, and they're not doing it. And Jameis Winston is a good quarterback. Mike Evans is a good
what
receiver.
happened to the face cam? We're doing a audio podcast, so for all podcast shows, I will not be using a face cam.
I think the Buccaneers are a legit team this year. You cannot sleep on them. And what happened last week, they just faced a team that caught them off guard. That's what I'm going to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're a legit team, and I think they're going to end up beating the Giants real bad next week.
Yeah,
And
no
especially on the
question.
defensive side of the ball, I think they're going to be able to get to Eli so fast that there's going to be so many problems next week. And I'm considering not even watching the game.
36, 31-6 Miami over Duke. Damn, that's crazy.
All
That's
right,
absolutely crazy.
we
Yeah,
have two
Miami's
more
laying a
games.
smackdown. 2 more games and we're going to baseball, guys.
Awesome. I can't wait for baseball. All right, so we have the next game is the Colts Seahawks, and this is actually a game.
That's the Sunday night football game, right?
No, the Sunday night. Oh, yes, it is.
Yes, it is. I was gonna say yes, it is the Sunday night football game. You're kind of a little bit off with that
Yeah,
one.
no, no,
Yeah,
because I
Sunday
saw
night football
the
game.
8:30 for Monday, and I was like,
All right,
oh,
here's
wait,
my
that's
thoughts on
Saturday.
the overall game. Colts don't have Andrew Luck. Seahawks are at home. Seahawks are gonna win by at least 17 points.
I mean,
They still
you're right.
just remember they don't. The Colts do not have Andrew Luck still.
Yeah, but Jacoby Brissett, I mean, he played really well last week.
Yeah, he
mean,
did.
and
He did, but they still need Andrew Luck.
they're also a mediocre team, the Colts. But the Seahawks haven't been much better. I think this is honestly a game to just show. I think this is a game the Seahawks cannot lose, and they will, because they're supposed to have the best defense in the league, but they've been
Yeah, the 12th man.
in my opinion, they've been beasted every single game. Even the game, they beat San Francisco. They only scored
Yeah.
9 points. And
Yeah.
they only won by a
They
field
made
goal,
him
I
score
think.
9
What was
points.
it, 9-6? All right, we got to go back to week 2, I think it was. Week 2
You're streaming Jack the Ripper tomorrow?
was okay. It was
I
12
don't
to
know.
9. They scored 12 points, so they
That
only
is-
won by a field goal. And the 49ers again are supposed to
Yeah.
be this really bad team, but they've played some pretty close games. So that's again, but the Seahawks
17 points
are
is a safe bet. Yeah, I got you, James.
not. I don't
the-
think so. I don't think so because the
You don't think
Seahawks.
so?
Russell Wilson is the most overrated quarterback ever. He is a short
Yeah,
guy who
he
can barely see
literally
over the
is.
line. Jimmy Graham has not been the same since coming to the Seahawks. When he was with Drew Brees, he was much better. And I blame Russell Wilson for that. And I mean, look, Russell Wilson.
for that?
Yes. Because
You really
he's-
okay? But I can believe you with Russell Wilson being overrated. That's what they said about Kaepernick too.
Kaepernick's,
Yeah, they did.
Kaepernick's a completely different story, I think, honestly. Kaepernick had a lot of potential, and we saw that in the
He
Super Bowl.
did.
We saw that when
He
he was
had
in
a
the Super
powerful
Bowl.
throwing arm. Here's the thing before the whole controversy went down with Kaepernick. He had a powerful throwing arm.
And
He just
he
didn't
was
know how to
mobile.
use it.
And he was
He literally did
mobile,
not know how to.
which
Yeah,
was huge.
his legs. He was fat. He was fast as hell too. He just didn't have the accurate throwing arm, even though it was despite it being very powerful.
And
yeah,
I mean,
freakish
honestly,
athlete. Yeah, of course.
And I
But
mean, honestly,
his throwing
he
game is a
had
little bit off.
everything. Everything was lined up for him. He literally had all his cards were perfectly lined up on the table for him, and he messed it up. The only person, and I know this is gonna sound rude, whatever, but the only person he can blame is himself for not
I was just gonna say,
realizing,
blame
for
himself.
not realizing what he had and how good he actually was. But I mean. He ruined it.
Will you really blame that on Kaepernick, though? Because I have a feeling I would blame that on the management of the 49ers. Getting
Oh,
rid
the,
of,
the management of San
getting rid
Francisco
of-
is an absolute joke.
It is an
Get
absolute
rid of the
joke.
coach that Colin
Harbaugh is
Kaepernick.
Harbaugh is a
He
great
It
Right.
was
coach.
they got rid of the Niners were fucking idiots for getting rid of
Well,
Harbaugh, and I will just
see,
say this
but
right out
at the
loud.
same time, Harbaugh is a very rough coach, and the 49ers they didn't like him, but he is one of the best coaches. He's better than his brother in Baltimore.
Yes.
Oh, no question, no question. And look where he's at in Michigan right now.
Exactly.
He switched the playbook for Kaepernick just for him to utilize his legs and that throwing on the
Exactly.
ass. So
So I mean, honestly, but going back, Colts Seahawks. Seahawks are a weak team. They've barely beaten the teams that are supposed to be bad, and honestly, they haven't scored a lot of points this year. And the Colts, I think they're going to turn it around. And by the time Andrew Luck gets back, they're gonna be
Yeah,
in.
they'll
They're
be
gonna
they'll
be
be
in a
a
good
playoff
spot.
contender.
They're gonna be in a good spot, I think. They started out very weak, but I think what are they in? I mean, they're in a strong division though with the Titans and the Jaguars. So I mean, that's a tough division for
Yeah,
them. But they're
it
definitely
is.
gonna be in some kind of wild card hunt.
Mhm.
All right, last game for NFL this week, and that's the Redskins and the Chiefs. And oh boy, I've been waiting
Oh
for this one
yes,
because the
you've been
Redskins
waiting for that one.
are complete trash, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Well, first off, because against one of the most underrated teams in the NFL, which is the Chiefs. Because nobody ever expected the Chiefs to be this good, before, when Alex Smith came on the scene from the 49ers, when,
They
when
were
he
all
was,
like,
used to be irrelevant. But
they're
then
all
when he
like,
went to the Chiefs and Andy Reid, coaching, he's like one of the longest reigning coaches right now, in the past, decade.
he's a
Yeah, he
great
obviously
coach.
learned a lot from the guy. He learned a lot from the guy, and look what's happened to him.
He's been nothing. He's got nothing but better since going to Kansas City and being under Andy Reid. Andy Reid is a
Oh,
great coach,
exactly.
and I think the Eagles are completely stupid for getting rid of him. But at the same time, I'm glad they did because I don't want the Eagles to be good.
That's what.
Go,
So
going to
I mean,
Alex Smith.
I
as
have a
a,
friend who's an Eagles fan. I have
As
like a
an-
bunch of
Alex
people I know who
Smith.
are Eagles fans.
as an analyst, they're completely moronic for getting rid of him. As a Giants fan, I'm so glad they did.
All right.
Of course.
So going to baseball, we're gonna switch it up here really quick. So how many of you guys are baseball fans in the chat? I want to get interactive here with you guys really, really fast. So let's see how many baseball fans are in the chat. I want to see. I want to know, what are you guys? Are you guys baseball fans, and what are you guys a team of? Like, what's your team?
Mets. The most
You
disappointing
guys, you're
team this
Mets
year.
fans.
Me and you gonna have a problem, so you don't have a problem.
What's up?
You're not a baseball fan. Okay. Somebody said not a baseball fan. I thought you said you were a baseball fan.
What's today's
Okay,
date?
so you're a Diamondbacks fan. Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
They actually got in a. They actually clinched a playoff spot.
They're
Wait a minute.
they got
Oh, okay,
fired
just-
at the right time. I mean, gosh. I
You're
would.
a Twins fan. Okay, that's a new one. A Twins fan.
All right, I'm just writing down what I want. Like, I don't know what you want to talk about, but I know definitely going to talk about the the AL MVP conversation
Oh.
between Altuve and Judge.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I knew you were gonna say Aaron. I was literally gonna say the same thing.
Now, we can get to that. I think we should talk about Yankees Twins is going to be the wild card game, as of right now, I believe, right?
Mhm.
So there's that. I made a bet with someone. I called the Yankees losing that game, actually.
Oh, wow.
I'm also a Mets fan, so it's definitely biased.
Yeah, that's right, Denmark. You're a Yankees fan. I completely forgot
I
about
thought you
that.
were a Boston fan.
No, no. Ooh, no. Ooh. Sir.
No, Denmark's actually a true Yankee fan. Honestly, he really is.
Alright, I know you like the Dodgers. I got a bone.
Yeah, I
to
am a
pick.
Dodgers
I
fan.
got a bone to pick
Well,
with them.
yeah, I've been a Dodgers. I've been a Dodgers fan for a long time, since I was 4 years old.
I got
You
a
go
bone
back to Mike Piazza, Eric Karros,
Mike
Deo Nomo,
Piazza.
and all those other people. Yep.
one of the
So
one
don't ever
of,
say I'm a
if
bandwagon
not-
fan.
One of, if not the
Yeah,
best
but-
Mets of all time, Mike Piazza.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
Mike
hell yeah.
Piazza's in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah, he got in.
Better be.
Good for him. He's
It gotta be.
one of the best catchers, so rightfully
Yeah.
deserved.
One of the best catchers, hands down.
All right,
One of the
I'll be
best
right
hitting
back. So you guys
catchers.
continue your conversation. I'll jump back in when I get back.
All right. So yeah, and the playoffs are coming around though too. So there's going to be a lot to discuss when it comes to like the Major League Baseball playoffs. Burnt bacon, please do not self-promote in my chat, man. Thank you very much. Because we're trying to discuss like a little bit of a sports show here, but you got to self-promote, man. Come on. That doesn't get you anywhere, my dude. But anyways, going back to the topic at hand here, the Major League Baseball playoffs are coming up after Sunday, so we're going to have at least a couple of wild card games, and from the looks of things, I feel like I know the Diamondbacks have like a safe spot here in in the playoffs, and they'll be at home for the wild card game against either the Brewers or possibly the Cardinals, which I think possibly I might go with the Diamondbacks at home. But then again, the teams haven't really been that great though when it comes to the when it talks whatchamacallit, the things blaring in my ear. But when it comes to like the Major League Baseball wild card spot in the playoffs, the home teams haven't really been doing that well. You said the Twins are going all the way. I think the Twins might be. Hold on, I gotta check that. I haven't really paid attention much to the American League. I know Venom has more info on that, but I'm more of a National League person than I am for American League. And we got Denmark and the Yankees and the Red Sox. Just absolutely, you know, being just absolute beasts.
Oh, you know it, yo. You already know.
God damn, that Jason, I escaped like 3-4 games in a row, and I'm not even trying. Like, what the hell, man? Yeah, the clutch, the playoffs. All right, yeah, I got you, Cynthia. I got you. All right, but it's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be an interesting AL playoff spot, like just like a playoff round in particular. Yes, Alpha, I saw you juke that Jason. I was spectating you, man.
All right, I'm back.
All right, so yeah, we were talking about the Twins and clutching the playoff spot, and you had a little bit more on the AL than mostly the NL, so I wanted to leave it at that with you when it comes to that.
All right.
And I'll discuss more about the NL when you're done with the AL.
Okay. First off, I think the Yankees are gonna choke. And that
Okay.
again, that
I
could
mean,
be totally biased.
How about the Cleveland Indians though, and that
Oh, they're winning.
massive
They're
winning
gonna
streak?
they're gonna win. Besides the Astros, they are the best team going into the playoffs.
over the Dodgers.
Yes,
in the National
and
League.
I'm gonna say because
Okay.
as of recent, the Dodgers have been on a really like bad cold streak, and I know that's gonna change. And there's a
They've
chance.
recovered a little bit. Yeah, they're gonna recover. They
Of course they're
recovered a
gonna
little
recover,
bit since that
but-
11. You know the 11 losing streak was gonna happen, so you'd rather have it happen now than later. But
Exactly.
yeah, keep
exactly.
going back with the Indians really quick. I'm
Um,
kind of interested to hear about them.
Corey Kluber's the best pitcher going into the
He's
playoffs.
used every single line in the game.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna debate that. I'm not gonna.
Corey
I-
Kluber.
You're not gonna
Are
debate
you
it.
sure
Good.
Corey Kluber's the best pitcher in the game?
He's
So
one
you're
of
gonna put him over Clayton Kershaw season-wise?
Yes,
Okay, that's a very bold, interesting call.
it is
but
an interesting call, but I mean the AL is much strong. Again, I think this is another case where the AL is just stronger than the NL, because I mean pitching
If
in
the
the
Dodgers
AL
happen to meet the Indians in the World Series, I feel like it will go to 7 games.
go to 7 games and it'll go to Cleveland because they don't lose at home.
If it happens.
They don't lose at home, so
No.
I mean, and they have a better.
don't-
No, they don't have a better record, but
No, it's not about the All-Star game anymore. It's not the winner. It's not out of the All-Star game anymore. It's,
thought it
it's
was-
whoever has the best record overall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
I
saying.
think, yeah, so the Dodgers do, as of right now, they have the best record overall. So if they actually didn't make it to the World Series, then they would have the best record going to the
Indians
World
just
Series.
won again today. 10
Yeah,
to 1.
they did, and it's absolutely crazy.
I
Dodgers
mean,
should win against the Indians. If they happen to meet in the World Series, I feel like it would go to 7.
so,
But
but at
then
the
I
same
would
time,
agree on that part.
at the same time,
At that point, though, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Sorry.
At that point, I feel like if the series started at Dodger Stadium, the Dodgers would win in 7. Period, hands down.
Are you ready
Because
for
the Dodgers
something?
are more of a home team. They're more of a home team than they are away. Yeah, and I'm ready for it, man. Go for it.
The Dodgers right now are losing 9 to 1.
Yes,
And they
I know.
only-
They're losing
and
9 to
they
1 against the
only-
Rockies.
They only have one more win than the Indians.
I know that.
Indians are at 101. They're at 102. But my next point is going to support the Dodgers here, and that's besides Corey Kluber, who else do the Indians have to pitch? And that's why I think reasons why Cleveland especially lost last year and why they might not win this year because they don't seem to me their pitching staff isn't anything good after Kluber. So
Yeah, the Indians, the only flaw I see with them is they really don't have like any like good pitching. Unlike the Dodgers, you know, that have like solid pitch. This is where I come to the point like a long time ago. So Kershaw, Darvish, Rich Hill,
And I think Darvish
Out.
was a great pickup.
Yeah, Darvish was like he actually proved himself to
Oh,
be
of
on the
course.
team,
And
and
he's
I.
always been good though. I just feel like
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
but
one of those.
he
He's
wasn't really that
underrated.
spectacular at Texas. But when
He's
he was with the
underrated.
pitchers park here at Dodger Stadium, yeah, he shined. He felt like he was at home. And there's not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that he knew that as long as Darvish is in a pitcher's ballpark, you knew he was going to succeed no matter what.
And see, this is why I like the Dodgers' chances here. Any team from the NL, for that matter, and that's because
Yeah, their
the
pitching
NL is best known for their pitching because the hitters in the NL aren't as good. And the AL has better hitters, so you have usually are gonna have worse pitchers. So that's where they,
that doesn't mean though LA doesn't have the firepower. They actually do
oh,
have somewhat good
they
firepower.
they do, and that's why, that's why
Bellinger,
they have such a good
Seager,
chance.
Justin Turner,
Oh,
and then
they
you
are.
got like
They're good. They're good. And what really pisses me off is that Justin Turner is an ex-Met, and he was. I'm not gonna say he was awful for them, but he was just a mediocre
Mets
player.
fans were so mad.
He was a
then
mediocre
the Dodgers
player,
just
so we're
picked
like,
him
all
up.
right, we'll just see you later.
Yeah,
and then
when the
all of a
Dodgers
sudden-
picked him up, he just had, bam, easy.
I mean, gosh,
The Dodgers got a gem out of him, and there's no point in that. So, yeah, if the Dodgers happen to make it to the World Series, it'll be mostly their pitching, but their pitching they do have some downsides with their pitching, and that's like the middle relief bullpen with, Pedro Baez is not like one of the best bullpen pitchers out there, and he's tended to mess up like every so often with few games and such.
yeah, but that happens.
And I've
That
seen it
happens.
before. Yeah, no, it's been happening recently. I really don't like Pedro Baez, honestly.
I
Because
mean,
he's
talking
just
about talking about bullpens.
Yeah, Darvish is
let's-
amazing.
Let's
Dude,
just
like I said, as soon as he got into a pitcher's ballpark, it was You don't think I mean that's perfectly fine though, because you also have like the Cubs. Also, they're defending World Series champions. They're going to be back into it. Also, you got the Nationals. Also, like one of the overhyped teams in the National League.
This is me. This is all me for a minute here. The
All right,
Nationals
go for
are
it.
not going anywhere because they're going to be too heavily. It's going to be just like the Indians. They're too heavily reliant on one pitcher, and that is going to be Max Scherzer. And granted, Max Scherzer is untouchable most of the time. I feel like the Nationals don't have that much. I mean, you have Bryce Harper and Daniel Murphy. That's about it, in my opinion.
Do you know why the Dodgers beat the Nationals last year? Well, I'm not just saying due to Clayton Kershaw's like miraculous save when it came to NLDS, but
Yeah,
the Dodgers just had the proper pitching, and then the Nationals didn't.
exactly.
And not just that though, the Dodgers just outpitched him, and Roberts made the right call with calling Kershaw in the last second when Jansen was he was a little tired with his arm, so they needed like an emergency pickup, and that's where he sent Clayton Kershaw to the back, just to warm up, and that was like one of the best moves Dave Roberts manager of the year from last year. He's one of the real reasons why the Dodgers, and not just the pitching, he gets the team so hyped up that they just want to they want to win games. They're out there to win games, and Dave Roberts is one of the most hyped people in the major leagues. You just outside that Burbank and self-promoting. No, he's not self-promoting.
I feel like they're, in my opinion, from what I've seen, especially going back to when the Mets made it to the World Series, they they choked, especially against the Cubs. They choked. They were expected to win. They were expected to beat the Mets. If I correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure they were expected to beat the Mets. And I mean, as a Mets fan, I of course wanted the Mets to win, and I felt like the Mets are better, like pitching wise, because they have Syndergaard, DeGrom, and Harvey was on fire. Matz was healthy. They were all healthy, but the Dodgers were still expected to win. The Mets were the underdogs, but the Dodgers just have shown the history.
Yeah,
of
that was
choking.
like a couple of years. Yeah, but you feel like by now they could, like at least get it going.
You're right.
Especially,
and I feel like
they still have a giant target on their back no matter what, and they got a chip on their shoulder at the same time too.
You're right, and I feel like this is Don Mattingly's last year if they don't win.
Yeah, I got you, Shadow. I got you, man.
if they don't if they don't win this year, I think Mattingly's gone. To be honest, my opinion.
You mean
Um,
Roberts? I wouldn't know about that. I wouldn't say Roberts is like gone,
I think
but
he would be because they haven't won. They've you know I don't know. They're obviously the best team in
who
you
should
know
see the
the
NL
NL.
Cy Young Award go to? It would probably, I would say,
Hold
in
up.
my opinion, I would say, my first name would come to mind would be Clayton Kershaw, but
I have to disagree with you.
Scherzer, and like a bunch of other pitchers have been like absolutely been solid this season. Okay, I can definitely take that.
I'm
Okay.
gonna I mean I mean honestly I feel like Kershaw hasn't been the same Clayton Kershaw that we're used to seeing. I mean he's gotten lit
hmm
up a lot of times.
Okay, I'm gonna go watch Ted 2 and piss myself. So if you arrive later, I'll jump in. All right, man. Take it easy, dude. Thank you for stopping
But
by, Shadow.
I feel like you know he's definitely gonna be a nominee, but
Oh yeah, for
he
sure.
hasn't been the same Kershaw we're used to seeing this year. I feel like he's been a little inconsistent this year. I mean he's still the one of the best pitchers. Uh,
You think Kershaw's gonna get it? Yeah, it's definitely possible.
I think it's
I
gonna
would say
go
for sure.
Scherzer. He had another over how many? What was it? 100K season. Uh,
Well,
Scherzer?
Kershaw's had 200 Ks. He's had 200 Ks this season. All right, I'm
that's
gonna watch
true.
the breaks.
But I also I also feel like Scherzer is just he's been more valuable to his team. Without Scherzer, I don't think I don't think they win as many games as the Nationals win as many games without him. That's just
hmm
my opinion. I think it should go to Scherzer.
Yeah,
Um,
respectable.
What about Strasburg? What about Steven Strasburg? He's right there with Scherzer.
for sure. Um, I mean, he definitely could, but I mean, you could. I'm considering right now giving it to Alex Wood from Dodgers. He's 13-1 with a 2.33 ERA. Not
Hmm.
bad for a guy who's you when you look at the Dodgers, especially now that they have you Darvish, you're like, oh, you look at the big name guys. You don't look and see Alex Wood being 13-1 with a 2.33 ERA. That's insane.
hmm
Um,
You
you
see my
know,
WWE news? Yeah, I saw it, Jessica.
and I mean, of course Strasburg can make it in, but he's sporting a 3.25 ERA right now. So
hmm
I don't think he should be in there. And this is coming. This is definitely biased. Degrom for the Mets, and this is because they've been so bad this year, and the only games the Mets win is when Degrom pitches. I mean, among pitchers, he's right up next to Scherzer for strikeouts and everything. So
hmm
I mean, honestly, Degrom is the best pitcher from the Mets. I think he's beside Scherzer and Kershaw. I mean, sometimes in some cases, especially last year and 2 years before, I feel like Degrom was pretty much second best. I mean, he was right there on Kershaw, and he still is. Uh, but again, that's definitely a little biased on my opinion. But it's either going to be uh, Kershaw or Scherzer.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely for sure. He's
so I think
Strasburg could get it because he's had a good second half. Yeah, I got you.
I
Yeah,
can't see Strasburg winning it because he's sporting a 3.25 ERA, which is
yeah.
considering.
Plus, he
I
had
mean,
like the
look,
best.
Degrom's got a 3.65 ERA too, so I mean he's not going to win it obviously because the Mets have been complete awful garbage.
I just don't even care anymore. I'll just start it up.
So I mean yeah, but again, it's going to be Kershaw or Scherzer, no doubt in my mind. I think Scherzer should get it, but
hmm
just give me 1 second. Uh,
Yeah, what's that Tommy doing? Do something.
So now, this is coming from ESPN. It's talking
Hmm.
about Scherzer and Kershaw. Uh, and ESPN says Max Scherzer. Basically, they think that he's had a better
So they
year,
say Max.
and this
Hmm.
season they're saying he had a better year than
Well,
Kershaw.
that's
Which,
ESPN for you.
and you know what though, you gotta remember was hurt for a part of this year too.
Hmm.
Uh, but looking at the numbers, Scherzer's ERA is 194, while Scherzer is a
Yeah.
219. Walks 6 innings pitched. Scherzer's a .77. Kershaw's a .89.
Hmm.
You know, Scherzer's got more Ks per 9 innings. He's got 12.2, while Kershaw's got 10.7. But Scherzer's got more walks. He's got 1.9. Kershaw's 1.6. But then, uh, home runs per 9 innings, Kershaw's got more. But that's also because he had to face the Indians.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, again, it's so close. It's such a close toss up because both pitchers are dominant and carry. I'm gonna say, when they pitch, they definitely carry their team. Um,
Yeah.
again, definitely a toss up this year.
Oh yeah, it's yeah, for this postseason it'll definitely be a toss up between like the NL and the AL for sure. So
And
if you had to pick though, if
okay,
you had to pick, who would be most likely to come out of the NL? Who's most likely to come out of there?
I think between three teams, it's the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the Nationals.
Yeah,
And
but out of those three teams, who's coming out of the NL West? Not the NL West, but the NL division rather. The pennant champion for the National League.
on paper, you're looking at the Dodgers. In my
Hmm.
mind, it's gonna be a rematch between the Cubs and the Dodgers again. Uh,
Yeah, for sure.
on paper, uh, you know, on paper the
You're saying the
Dodgers are better.
Nationals? You're saying the Nationals, huh?
Nah,
Interesting.
they're too weak. Besides Harper, I feel like nobody else produces as much. I mean, Rendon, he's old and limited. Murphy is a terrible fielder.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
he's a
not gonna
former
disagree
Met. I
on
mean,
that.
he's killing it at the plate, but fielding wise, he's not that good. It's part of the reason why.
Hmm.
And he's also, what I heard from the Mets is that he's cancer in the locker room. So
Wait, who's cancer in the locker room?
Daniel Murphy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember hearing a little bit about that because I was like, wait a minute, that actually the name sounds familiar, and he's that name just terrifies me and haunts me because he's literally killed the Dodgers in the postseason, like for
He
like the
also
past
killed the
couple of
Mets. He
years.
killed the Mets this year too.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it's
he
like
killed
the Mets
everybody.
and the Nationals. Yeah, he's like one of the most clutch players in the postseason, and that goes like mostly against my team too.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not a good fielder though. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say about 6 times out of 10 he'll make the play, but that's still 4 times he's not gonna make the play. So I think this year it's gonna come down the NLCS and the ALCS. It's gonna be the Indians and the Astros and
I was gonna say Indians, Astros, the ALCS,
Dodgers,
and then
Cubs.
Dodgers, Cubs, and then whoever wins
I
those two
I
games,
am actually
obviously.
gonna be really excited if it's Cleveland Astros because I think the Astros can actually beat Cleveland. I think they're the only team that has a
They are
shot.
like they are the only they do have a shot of beating Cleveland
I
because
I think
Dallas Keuchel is one hell of a pitcher.
I think.
He's one of the most solid.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
of
saw it
course.
let everyone die except you. No, you were trying to kill me, man. I know you were trying to kill me.
I think the only other team that has any sort of a chance against Cleveland is Boston. But um,
Could the Cubs go
they're
again? A repeat? Yeah, but repeating's so hard in baseball and in football also.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
It isn't like the NBA where you go, oh, repeat back to back to back, like, the Lakers and obviously today's generation, Golden State and all that. But yeah, but that's another topic to talk about for another day. But yeah, like I said, it's hard to repeat in baseball.
I think baseball is the
Um,
hardest sport to repeat because you never know. Especially this is the Mets are a prime example of this. You go to the World Series and you come back with pretty much the same looking team, and you barely squeak
Hmm.
into the wild card. And then the
You
next year,
still have faith in the Twins?
the next the
2 hour
next
stream, Omega. Yeah,
the next year, we don't even get close to the wild card spot. So, I mean, it
exactly.
just proves to you that you never know. You never know who's gonna get hurt. You never know who's just gonna just not live up to their expectations of whether it be contracts they sign or like what they did the year before. And this is what I feel
Hmm.
is gonna happen to Aaron Judge. He hits 50 home runs. He's gonna hit 50 plus home runs.
Oh
Next
yeah,
year,
definitely.
what is he gonna have another 50 home run season? I mean, is
No.
he or
Most
is
likely
he gonna do
not.
better? I mean, he slumped for a good about a month. From the All Star break, he slumped for a good amount of time. If he didn't
Because
slump,
they
he
figured him
he
out.
he'd be close to 60 home runs.
Hmm.
He would be
Yeah, he's
passing
hit like the
Stanton.
most home runs for a rookie
He's
in
he's only
like
Since
he's
Mark
how
only
many
McGuire.
years?
he's only
Since
8
Mark
off of
McGuire.
Stanton. And I mean, Stanton's
The
setting
Stanton's in
history too.
Here,
60s, man.
let me tell you a little bit interesting story about Aaron Judge before we move on to the Hockey Town segment. My godmother apparently watched Aaron Judge when he was a kid.
Hmm.
Yeah, that
For
is
real.
like, yeah, he watched him. Yeah, because he grew up around like near the California area, like near where I lived at. So the kid's got talent for sure.
Yeah,
So
for
that was just
sure.
want to get my interesting story. Yeah, after this game, I mean, we're gonna do
And
this hockey segment while we're at it here, and then we're gonna go raid someone, and that's gonna be the end of the podcast. So, that being said, usually Cowboy Nick would be here to do the Hockey Town segment, but he's no
you
longer,
got your boy
a
Venom.
viable option. But yeah, Venom, you're in charge of Hockey Town, man. So,
All
without further
right.
ado, you take it away, man. The
All right.
20
So
minutes are yours.
20 minutes. All right, let's do it. I actually did this segment on my first sports show that I ever did, so I'm gonna go back to some of these notes that I wrote, and some of them are pretty consistent to what I have.
Judge is going to be overrated next season. He will suck. Yeah, that's the
All
other
right.
thing he's going to be thinking about.
So
Because sometimes sophomores are going to like have like bad seasons after their first
Alpha
good seasons.
Weeboot,
But yeah, take it away.
dude, I'm tired. Look at me, meme, Hockey Town. Have you just been watching these guys' emotes? Yes, because I don't want to play the actual game. But okay, um, to start off the news, it's only preseason right now, but the season actually starts next week. For my team, I like the Islanders. We start on next Friday, in Columbus, so that's going to be pretty exciting. But also,
An
team to look out
Islanders
for.
fan.
Yeah.
You know, your team used to have the. Well, actually, I wouldn't say swapped affiliates, but we used to have the Stockton Thunder, but now you guys have like what was the AHL affiliate now? Like the Long Island Thunder or something
The
like that.
Bridgeport Sound Tigers.
Okay, yeah, it was something. I don't know. Why they actually switched their names? Really, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's them now. But I
Yeah,
have.
we have like the Stockton Heat or something like that. Coyotes for hockey. Oh yeah, I got you. Someone you're
uh,
talking to isn't sharing their voice. What do you mean?
hopefully that's not
Somebody's
me.
voice is not sure. Somebody's voice
Usually
Might
you
be
can hear me.
Venom.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot I had to reset my
Are you
PS4,
serious?
bruh.
Oh my God. Well,
I had
it's only
to-
the first show. It's only our first show coming
Yeah,
back, so we
dude,
expect a lot of mistakes. It's okay.
That's my fault.
That's
I had to
fine.
factory reset my PS4 because it was all messed up. But
You're fine. It's all good.
Alright, so
Okay,
that's-
so yeah,
that's my
keep
fault.
going.
all right, I could change that real quick. While I continue to talk. So, moving on, Hockey Town. Everyone knows the new team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights. That's, they're ready. I mean, all right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, now they can hear me. All right. And so, what's going to be interesting this year is ex-Penguin Marc-Andre Fleury is the goalie for the Golden Knights, and Las Vegas, they're not going to be great. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year, but considering that they've built a team of all second liners, they're going to be pretty damn good this year. Considering most expansion teams are usually trash, I think they're going to be good because they have a really good goaltender that has playoff experience.
Hey, Rabbit.
So I think he's gonna be able to lead the Golden Knights to a good season, and he'll be able to basically be a mentor to the young goalie that they're gonna get. And so that's gonna be, they're gonna hit the scene. I think they're gonna do quite well. I don't think they're gonna go anywhere, but they're gonna do quite well for an expansion team. Oh, excuse me. Second off, this is gonna talk about what's supposed to be the one of the best conferences in hockey, and that's the Metropolitan. That's a toss-up this year, because now this is coming from someone that likes a team from the Metropolitan, and everyone's saying Penguins this, Penguins that, but Penguins defense is weak. They got Crystal Tang. That's about it. Also, the spotlight is falling off of Sidney Crosby and going to Connor McDavid. So Sidney Crosby used to get away with a lot of dirty plays, and would also get a lot of calls. So I think that this is gonna definitely affect the Penguins a lot, and so I think their scoring is going to be down this year, and I think they're going to give up a lot of goals. I mean, their goalie's good, but they're going to be facing a ton of shots with the weakened defense that they have this year. And second off, honestly, the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're going to probably take the division because I think they're just better. They have better goaltending, in my opinion. And I think they just have better scorers. I mean, Wenberg, he's good. They're stacked. They don't have a lot of all-stars per se, but they're all above average compared to a bunch of other teams. Like if you look at the Devils this year, they literally have nobody. I mean, they do have the young guy that they just drafted, Nico Hischier, but other than that, they've got no one because Travis Zajak's out 4 to 6 months. So goodbye playoffs for the Devils right off the bat there.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's the thing with the NHL. The playoff spots are always unpredictable too, like you were mentioning with baseball
for sure.
earlier.
I mean, last year
that's like one of the most unpredictable sports.
It is
like
the most
ever.
unpredictable sport. It is so unpredictable because the Islanders last year missed the playoffs by 1 point, and for the last 2 weeks they were expected to make it in. But you lose to a team last year. Carolina Hurricanes were not good. You lose to a team like them, and then boom, now you lost those 2 points, and that's the reason why they don't make it in the playoffs. And also, let's say the Islanders are 1 point off, and the Rangers, are already in, but they're playing against, let's see, I forget who it was last year that sneaked into the wild card spot over the Islanders. For example, I'm just gonna use Columbus because that's a team I can think off the top of my head right now. Columbus needs 1 point to get in, needs 2 points to get in, right? So all the Rangers have to do is win. Islanders make it. But it's so unpredictable because the Rangers are already in. So all right, let's just save our guys.
Penguins are going to go all the way?
No.
Wait, Cynthia, are you a Penguins fan?
Bandwagon probably. Bandwagon probably.
They ain't going back to back.
Name
my God.
5 people on the Penguins besides Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin and Crystal Tang. Do it. I dare you. I'll wait.
I used to know Ron Francis, Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr on the Penguins, but that was back in the 90s.
Still plays. Jagr's still playing.
Yeah, Jagr is still playing. I actually read that. I don't know what.
That guy's a tank, bro. He's almost 50 years old. Let's see, how old is he? How old is he? How old is this guy?
46 or something.
Dude, he's got to be up there for his age.
Yeah.
All right.
And
he is a whopping. He's 45. I mean, that's old for a hockey players.
He's 45. That's pretty old, but
that's really old.
He's still pretty good. He's just too slow. The new generation of hockey is so different from his game. So yeah, but I want to see if this person can name 5 people on the Penguins that isn't Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, or Crystal Tang. Because
you don't even pay attention to sports. Oh, Rabbit, you're just here for support, man. That's why you're a loyal supporter.
So I mean, that's again, most people can't. That probably means they're a bandwagon. So just saying.
You gotta love the bandwagon fans.
I'm sorry. I just have to point that out. Like me, I can name almost everyone. I mean, right now it's hard because the Islanders don't have a
being called a bandwagon fan. Well, he said name players, Cynthia.
Prove me wrong. That aren't the three I said.
Yeah, sometimes in sports you gotta prove people wrong.
And don't use the internet either. I'll know if you're lying because you'll name like some weird
And
ass
name,
guy that
hey,
ran this
there's
team.
James. What's up, Weena?
Alright,
Welcome
but
back, James.
as I was saying, I mean, it's hard for the Islanders right now because they have so many young guys that have potential to make the team and might not make the team. But they're going to be so good this year. I'm so excited. And I know that it's probably jinxing them because I said that about the Giants and the Mets, and look how they're doing right now. Um, but they're going to be so good because they have so much young talent that are going to be out this year. And finally, the gods have answered our prayers and gave John Tavares someone to work with that's actually, going to score goals besides Anders Lee. I mean, he had Thomas Vanek a couple of years ago, but Vanek was a head case. So Kyle Okposo was getting injured, and sometimes he was my favorite player too. But sometimes he'd get like hoggish and try to hog the puck. But now, the Islanders' first line is going to be it's going to be the top 5 first lines in the league. And honestly, they have the goal scoring to support it. Anders Lee scored almost 50 goals last year, which is a lot for a guy that you probably don't even know who that is.
I probably don't because I haven't seen hockey in a while. Honestly, I do remember a little bit, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched hockey since like way back in the 90s.
So yeah, but I mean, their first line this year, I mean, you could search them up. This is their first line this year.
I mean, I've watched hockey a little bit, like every so often, because I used to, the San Jose Sharks. They're like the local team here.
Yeah,
especially from where I'm at.
They're gonna be good this year. They're gonna be good this year. You should watch out for them. They're gonna.
Yeah,
they're
I'm
gonna
trying to
do
remember
things.
like some players' names, but like it's
They're always
absolutely
changing.
been. What's the guy? Yeah, Joe Thornton was the guy I was thinking of for the.
He's been on the team
Yeah, because
forever.
Joe Thornton, Patrick Marleau. Yeah, Marleau. I don't know where he's at though, but yeah, there's like the Sharks change their players like every other year.
I mean, yeah, they had Antti Niemi.
I'll be
He's their
unselfish.
goalie, but
I'll
he's
be
gone.
unselfish. Drop the pocket knife. Once
But,
this game is, I'm gonna disappear. Wait, you're Tommy Jarvis? Really? Damn, that sucks.
All right, so honestly, moving on.
She named,
What's up? She did. All right, let me
named-
go. I want to
yeah.
see. I want to see who they are because if there's some weird name people, I'm gonna know she used the interwebs.
Wow.
But I like to be proved wrong, so please prove me wrong, my person. I'm not gonna keep it slow.
Mike Sullivan,
Okay.
Phil Jesse, Chris Letang,
I said not Letang. You
Hornquist.
didn't listen.
and
Hornquist
Jason's about to get messed up.
Swartz, Cole, Hagelman, Crosby, McKinnon.
All right, so she did name people that aren't like
She named
weird
more.
people.
She named more than 5, so
All
you gotta
right.
give her that.
All right, cool, good. You're not a bandwagon then. Good job. I like being proved wrong. You just proved me wrong, so that's good. I just
All
want to see
right.
the.
So we
I
are
mean-
gonna actually escape. I've escaped like 5 games in a row doing this podcast. I should do
Let's
this more
see.
often, actually. An error in the application. Oh, that's why you crashed. All right. Well, we got enough people in here. We are going to rate someone.
Let's see. She
playing
said
this game.
Sullivan is the coach. Hold on.
All right. So let's
Sullivan's
see
the
who we
coach.
got
Phil
here.
Jesse, Chris Letang. I said not Letang, by the way. I said no Crosby and no Malkin. All right. So she named Niemi, Hornquist, Schultz, Cole, Hagelin. I mean, she's still got 5, so I mean, she's still fine. But
All right.
or he. I'm sorry.
All right. So we are gonna rate someone. We got enough people in the chat to do a pug grade.
Oh, so you've been watching them for more than 16 years? I bet.
Takes a while to type. All right, hold on, Alpha. We are going to raid someone.
Cynthia, you was just joking.
So yeah, hashtag pug raid, guys. Everybody
No,
get in the
she's
chat, and we're
like-
gonna
Or he. I'm sorry.
we're gonna rate it up.
Don't want to assume any
We are
genders,
going-
but that person's pretty triggered.
Triggled.
I'm sorry. It's just
That's a new
you know,
word. Triggled.
a lot of the
All right,
times
get in the chat, guys. We are rating someone.
with the Penguins being so popular, it's hard not to call someone out for being a bandwagon fan. That's just what I'm experiencing, especially me being an Islander fan. I've experienced more bandwagon fans than anyone because everyone's all up Penguins' butt.
All right, so get in the chat, my dude. Hashtag Pugrade.
Pug raid. Oh, is he playing Friday the 13th too?
Yeah, rating Draco, because he's been going through a lot since the hurricane.
Oh, really? Where's he located at?
Yeah, he was in the Florida area. He's just
Oh.
checking out Tiffany.
Alright, cool. Let me unmute that.
Oh, what's up, Pop? We got a Pop waiting in the house. Yo, Pop, what's happening, man?
This dude's hella funny.
I can tell he's hot for you.
Dude, he literally is. It's hella funny though when he's like, yeah. He's got this. This guy's hella funny.
He's definitely high on something though.
Yeah, he's funny while being high. It's pretty funny.
Alright. I want to see if that person got pissed off at me even more now. I wanted this person to say, I've been a fan since 1975. Good for you.
Nice. Overwatch.
Hot Lena, I wouldn't say that.
Alright, so let's see what everybody's talking about so far. Gabriel, what's up, dude?
How dare you, punk?
How dare you, you punk?
Laugh my ass off, triggered.
You've been watching the Pens for 26 years? Not me, though. Alright, so I just want to say some final thoughts before I end off the stream. I felt like the podcast actually, like I said, we should do this again. I'm definitely going to be bringing it back every Friday, but I'm going to be going on Twitch next week and compare the two because I feel like this was actually a pretty good
It seems very
stream.
successful.
But yeah, but I want to go to Twitch also so I can compare the two, streams and whatever stream or whatever affiliate or Twitch or YouTube does better, then I might stick to what I like, maybe Twitch or YouTube for the podcast. Maybe mostly YouTube though, but I might do like Twitch every so often. But apart from Venom not having his voice being shared until the hockey segment, I think everything went really, really well, honestly.
I mean,
Just remember to have your voice being shared, guys, when
yeah,
you do this.
I have it set to
I
always
just feel
allowed,
like,
but I don't mean to self-promote, but if you don't want to miss out, I did actually stream what I was, when I was here, so I mean, it's there, so.
Yeah, exactly.
We know she was talking to me.
She's been locking, then I've been alive.
Nah, she's talking to me. She's talking to me, not you.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I know. But this is just funny
triggered,
conversations
yeah.
going on in my chat. Just be sure to keep it clean in my chat when you guys talk about this stuff. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna end it right here because I do gotta check some things out here really, really fast. But like I said, awesome stream, and we'll be playing some custom games tomorrow with subscribers on BO3, and maybe we might do some Fortnite. I'm not sure because I downloaded Fortnite.
Did you pick that up yet?
And yeah, I actually did download Fortnite.
Yeah, that's
and
what
I actually do want to. I do want to try it out tomorrow, which will be. Everybody says it's really fun, and I'm actually gonna definitely do it though too.
I've actually seen it. It's just like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, but like cartoonish.
Yeah, everybody says it's like really, really addicting, so I definitely have to give that a shot. So, anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow for BO3 custom games and Fortnite, and maybe something like else on Twitch. I don't know yet, but anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another day and another stream. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Alright.
Alright. Okay, I'm off, guys. I gotta go eat here, so I will catch you guys on the flip side.
See you, dude.
Alright.
Alright, see you later, Denmark. Venom, thank you guys
See
for
you
joining
guys.
me tonight.
No problem. Alright, Venom, I'll see you later, homie.
See you, dude. Alright, guys. That was our Sports Chat episode 2. He called it the podcast. I call it Sports Chat. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys heard everything. So, I hope you guys did. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys are always more than welcome to comment during the thing if you have any questions or any, concerns if you want us to bring up. We could definitely try to cover them. And, yeah. thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm about to stream Fortnite, hopefully with a couple ninjas, so we can definitely get that done. But otherwise, see you guys later, probably in a couple minutes. Peace!